And thanks, Alex. Yeah, so let's just what you'll remember last time we have this GitHub organization IAONT, and we have 5 repositories, and they are the four the ontologies that we separated, uh, because they focus each on one aspect, and then it has the W3 ID, where we have to create the permanent reference to those ontologies and then send that back as a pull request to them. Where yeah, so in each of these ontologies, you'll remember last time we created the license and the orange, just the markdown. But now I've submitted in each of these, I've submitted now a pull request, with just adding the L file. So I think we can just merge those pull requests, and then we can look at if we can already hold the address, that W3 ID address reference system. I had to set up a different type of key in GitHub. I had to set up I mustn't show this. I had to set up a what is it called? A GPG key, which is apparently not the same as the key that you use for SSH. But yeah. Okay, so I think can we maybe do the merge the pull request now, and then we can look at the address system.
Okay. Good.
I will. Oh, it's interesting. I just wanna understand you. So
Yeah, there is not yet a pull request.
that's not the pull. That's not the pull request. That's just let's say a potential. What would you call this?
No, that was just a push. That was just a push. A bunch of
Okay.
commits that you pushed up to the branch.
Yeah. So just to show what I did on the other side, which one is this now? This is the claim ontology. It's this one. I just created a branch. And then I just so I just created the branch there, and then I just pushed it up to that branch on that side. And then it goes like that. So in other words, I'm going to create that pull request now. Sorry, I thought it created it in one go, but obviously not. At least one review. So Alex, I think either you, Alfonso, are you able to access this?
I haven't done it. I
think it will allow you. So it's IRONT, github.com/IRONT.
Okay.
Okay, I'm busy reviewing the pull request.
I see when I enter GitHub, I see top repositories, /claim/ont /impact/ont and /infocom and also /IAO.
Yes, yes,
Which-
those are the four. We are currently looking at the claim on.
Okay,
Okay, I submitted an approving review for the claim on.
Okay, and now it says merging is blocked. Commit must have verified signature.
Because you did it from your terminal this time, which you did
No,
not.
and I specifically set up the GPG key so that it will sign it.
It is not signed.
That's the exact thing we didn't want.
Christian, for the sake of making progress, I'm just going to.
But isn't that going to bite us later? I almost think for the sake of making progress, we should work the system that gets it right.
it helps.
Because I expressly set up my keys and everything so that it signs.
How do you, Christian? Can you show me? How do you? Okay, so how do you git checkout, git push? How do you do git? Okay, so what you haven't done, what you've done wrong is when you do the git commit -m, for example, a few lines up,
Yes, yes.
you should also add a -s.
Oh,
So it's git commit -S and for the signature.
okay. Now just a question. If I make some more edits,
That commit is what will be best is discard this branch. Let's discard this pull request, discard the branch, start a new branch, make the same commit, but a signed one on the new branch, and then we make a pull request to merge the new branch into the.
okay, so I'm gonna, okay, that's fine. Okay, so now I'm gonna, I'm gonna check how do you delete the branch. List, do you see how do you delete the branch?
I think it's just git
Minus
branch
R.
-d.
Minus
Or,
R.
no, -R is for remotes, -d, I think. Down there. Oh, but that's also, just do -d.
How can I
Yep.
not get? Okay.
It's down there. It says it. It says it. It says D is for delete.
But there were two Ds, capital D and lower.
I wonder what the difference is.
I think
I
it's
couldn't
just.
read it. Went past by too fast.
Let's just. It says, oh, I must.
Would you like to?
Oh, yeah, it is. MySpace. It looks just like
Yeah, I think they're just like.
it's just alternatives.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we are on main.
So now I want to create a new branch.
Okay. Now I don't have anything to commit. I'm just gonna add something to the README.
Well, what is in the claim on .owl?
But that's already okay, that's fine. Nothing
Okay,
okay.
no, nothing to commit. Okay, no, it's fine then.
I'm just gonna make a small change to the README. Oh, there's not much to do.
I don't think blank space is going to work. Oh.
Okay, now.
Chris, woo! Dash
First,
S dash
first,
M. Yes. I always put it. It doesn't. I mean, obviously, it doesn't matter where you do dash M first and then dash S, but I just always do dash S first so that I don't forget to do it.
okay, no, good.
Just say edit readme. And now it's
Okay.
supposed to ask you. Okay. Okay,
Is
no,
that
I okay. It's yeah.
right? Yeah. Okay, let's see what it looks like on the other side. Okay, so how are we going to delete that?
Let's just quickly check if this one did the signing correctly. Um, Scroll down. Um, hmm. Uh, why is it not? I just got out of this view. Just got out of this pull request view and go back to the previous one, like where you can just view the branch and the commits on it. Click on the two commits ahead, a little bit up, the text in blue in the gray. Yep, that. Just click on that. They are still not signed.
Alex,
Yeah, no, they are still not signed, which I think means because okay, what was strange to me is when you did the git commit dash s dash m blah blah blah. Usually, to me, then it asks me for my password for the key with which to sign, and it didn't ask you for the password. So I was like, okay, that's a bit weird. But maybe do dash s capital S.
but then you have to give the key ID.
Unless
Yes,
you have the key ID set up as a GitHub
yes, I did. I have it. I have it.
variable, then you don't. Yeah, so then you just do dash. Let's just
It's just,
put a period at the end of that line, and then that's. Okay. But yeah, capital S.
Okay, and if it doesn't have my key ID, is it gonna fail?
I think so. Let's find out. Yeah.
Okay, it
Yeah.
fails. Okay. GPG failed to sign the data. Failed to write. Okay. Alex, I quickly want to show you just on the other screen, but maybe you could just turn the recording off for that.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, that was a fairly simple one, but here is an example of the redirect based on type. And I think we are going to, for the JSON LD and for the RDF, we are going to have something more similar to this page. So I think that is also something that we just have to test thoroughly before we you know, commit it to the W3 ID, because if it's there, it's not. I don't think they want to change your stuff every 5 minutes. So what I was wondering is, how do you think we will test? Is there a way that we can run something like this on one of our own servers just to see that you know, that it works? I don't have, you know, experience with that .ht access file. I'm not sure if that's a fairly common thing in Apache or in what's that other thing, Nginx. Maybe we can ask.
Why are you talking to Grok?
I'm giving them all a chance, one by one. Is Grok bad?
Yeah. Do you know who's behind Grok? I'm sorry. I'm going to pause this for a moment.
So maybe we can. I wonder if you can set up a sort of just a container with this thing in and just test it. Okay, but it's something we have to think about. How are we going to test? How are we going to test our
What is your what are our prospects for getting a student to maybe just do this quickly for us?
maybe not in the next 2 weeks because they're all writing exam, but I mean, let's say in the medium term, maybe not in the short. It's yeah, so yeah, it's not something that I think we can do in the short term.
Yeah, it looks like we will actually have to deploy the HD access file to some web server to test it. There's no kind of like terminal command or something that you can run on the file to kind of test it locally. You will have to deploy it, it seems.
Okay, but I think what we can do here is we can set up a Docker compose file or something, and well, here's what it's it's already okay. It's something. It looks like it's something doable to Okay, I'm gonna just explore this a little bit more. Except if you wanna run this now.
No, I think that's going to take some time.
Okay, I think there's enough here to for me to at least go on and do a test, because I think that the things that you must test are these redirects, so that you know the way if you come from a browser, it must redirect whereas if you come from let's say from a program and your content type is RDF or JSON, it must do the right thing. And if it's there, whatever. So yeah, okay. So I'll test that. I think I've got I think I've got an idea of how to do that. That's basically where I was, where I got to. The other item on our agenda is just the course content. I didn't work on that recently. I think as soon as we stabilize the publication, we can work on that.
Agreed.
Okay. Well, I think if there's no other business, we can close a bit early today, but I'll try to follow up these two issues that we ran into. Oh, yes, Jeff.
Yeah, sorry for joining late. I'm doing mentee interviews. I I do have a real quick question. Is I brought up in the mentee interviews, again, this is a learning process for folks. And I got a lot of submissions where people want to be a mentee on this digital twin. way more than I thought I'd get. So, and I have to do 5 by Thursday, live interviews. I brought up, one of the things that they brought up, I think somebody must have given my slide pack or asked me about the data architecture. They also, as one of their learning things, they like to know how to use these data ontologies and so forth. And okay, whoa, hold on. And I think it's coming out this year because these mentees are working all the way into December. So I have two more interviews today. What should I steer away from the topic? Do you think? It just you know, it's an interview process. Some of these folks may have submitted for different projects. I think they can submit up to 3. There's a couple that I want on the project real bad. A couple, I'm just gonna have one. And the one guy is asking about the data ontology, and he's probably the best person to pick. What should I tell them? Maybe it's a dumb question, but I think somehow they got a hold of that slide pack that I had put together that Alex had looked over once, where I had stuck the digital twin data into the data ontology, and we made some corrections on the graph, the pictorial representation. Is this something that I can give them to do? Again, they haven't started yet. Well, it goes to the end of the year or middle of December. Should I steer away from our data ontology, or I think there's enough there to say this is how this works. When I want them to be able to program a little bit and be used to pulling that stuff, the JSON filing and so forth, and then show how to store that data, whether it's IPFS or it goes in the blockchain. Is it something? Can I steer away from it, or I think there's enough there? I just want real quick your opinion.
Jeff, just for me to understand, when you say should you steer away from it, you have the mentees, do you mean this is work that they can do, or
this is work they can do, but I I don't have all the work that they're going to be doing. They like what they see so far. They want to learn architecture really bad. So it's a learning process. And one of them is the data architecture, and they saw that. And one guy said that he saw it in a slide pack, and I think, okay, you got a hold of that slide pack somehow. I don't know how. I do have it out in GitHub. Maybe he found out in my GitHub, but because it's open to the public. I forgot to close it off. But anyway, there's interest in that data architecture. And so in the learning experience, they're going to want to know, oh, this is great. I can also learn, besides the technical architect and the solution stuff, there's a data architecture inside this project also. So I've just 2 people now that have sent me one email and an interview saying, oh, we really want to get involved in that. I'm like, oh, okay. How do I get them involved? Just, I can, you have any problem with inviting them when they start?
No,
after a couple of these, inviting them to these meetings?
No, absolutely not. I think that would be actually great. And
Okay.
I think that would be because I think we are a bit short-staffed, and all of us have got a lot of things on our plate. So I think someone that wants to take a specific component of this and also implement, and in the implementation maybe some shortfalls or shortcomings come out. So I would be very happy to if they join this and that they have a specific skill or specific thing they want to learn, or want to try out something, that will I would welcome that.
Okay. The one guy's in California, so he fits this time frame well.
Oh yes.
And the other guy's in Paris, so I think that also fits. It'd be late afternoon in Paris, or I think he said there's 7 hours. I've been to Paris a few times. I forgot the time change, if it's 7 or 6 from Central Time. Anyway, okay.
Yeah, so I think I'm more or less same as Paris this time of the year.
Okay.
I think GMT -2. Plus GMT plus. Okay, that would be.
Jeff, I think
Yeah.
we share the same guy from California.
Really? Last name is Chang?
Yes, Edward.
Edward Chang, yep. That's
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, I
Oh,
interviewed
great.
him also.
Did you pick him?
He's one of my alternatives.
Okay.
But I asked them, and this might help you also. All of them I asked, what other projects have you submitted an application to?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So
So
yeah,
you have the right to ask that.
I talked to him at 1 o'clock today, Central Time.
And he told me when we talked, that he's supplying to the digital print. And I said,
Okay.
yes, I know Jeff. I'm gonna, see him in one of our meetings. I'll comment to him.
Ah, okay. And the guy from Paris, I can't pronounce his last name,
No, I
first name. Betadine or something. And I know
No,
French, and I know some French. I can't pick. So he
No.
said his English is pretty good. So, did you interview anybody from Paris?
No. I've only
Okay.
had one, and that's Ed Cheng that told me that had applied to
Okay.
your project. Okay. So yeah, he's one of my candidates, but I have several. In fact, I'm looking to have more people. The other thing I just realized yesterday, which I didn't realize before, is that this year there's not going to be a stipend.
Oh,
Well,
Yes.
I was told 3,000.
Yet, but it's not a stipend. It is a travel support fund. It's for traveling to LFDT or Linux Foundation events so that they can present their work.
Wow, okay, that's because there's well, that makes, I'm glad you told me that because I got a couple more, I got three more interviews this week, and one of them was a woman in I can't remember where she's from. It's really good on user interfaces. That's her history, and she doesn't have an IT degree, but she's done a lot of design work, and this digital twin needs a very exquisite, the word I'll use, user interface for real-time display. And I thought, well, I don't want the two to split. They're being paid $3,000. It's almost to me like not fair. But if it's a stipend for travel,
It's not a stipend. I just had an email conversation with Min Yu yesterday. And I said, I'm sorry I didn't understand you, Min, when you commented upon that issue on beginning of April. I thought that besides the stipend, there would be traveling support. And she said, no. Okay.
So
I'm also talking to Anna Suya, and she also has a project. She's in India. And she convinced Min that the stipend could be, well, not the stipend now, the travel support could be divided among several mentees.
just the mentees, not the prize. So I can't use it to go fly and see Christian or Alex and do an interview with both of us. Or Paris.
So
Really, I gotta ask.
get it from your questions to Min. Okay.
Yeah, it was confusing to me too. So, sometimes I tend to do stuff and then I'll fly and go see Alex and Christian and then say, oh, I thought that stipend was for travel. Well, I need to be reimbursed now. Sorry, I didn't know.
And the issue, and
Reimburse
that's
me now.
another,
Give me the money.
that's another issue that they are not being cleared about, but I know
Right.
because I've had that support from Linux Foundation before to go to Basel in Switzerland some time ago. Okay, and so that support, you have to pay it upfront. And as travel support, they would reimburse you. Okay. So that's
Okay, well,
another.
subject hasn't come up about money with any of them, the two that I interviewed. So that's okay. That's good. I'm glad you mentioned that. Wow. It is
But
very confusing, that email. I
yeah,
agree.
And they're changing. For instance, this year, the whole thing went through GitHub. which
Right,
as
which
we're
one?
having in
What a
this,
mess.
this meeting today. No, it's not a user-friendly interface.
No, it's a mess. I told her that. Not only that, my project and a couple others disappeared on Sunday from the mentorship. They vanished, and she had to go back and they put them back. How did they vanish?
And also what happened
Anyway.
is for my um, um, mentees in India, no, they couldn't register on the 12th, even when the time frame was okay. So my project was
Okay.
closed on the 11th, not on the 12th of May. So there are a lot of things, and I have some difficulties with the Linux Foundation mentorship site. Okay, so
Right.
I'm dealing-
I have too. Yeah.
I'm dealing directly with support because Min, you know, I troubled Min because I've worked she works very nice, you know, but this time I don't think she has had enough technical support from the Linux Foundation. Okay.
So there's somebody that has the guy in Paris has well, I shouldn't say guy because I can't, I honestly don't know understand the first name, but has said he's experienced with data architecture. I just don't know what that ever means. So
It just,
a
Jeff,
spreadsheet.
do you want to talk in a separate meeting so we don't
Yeah, I want to. Yeah, I
distract
think.
Christian and Alex?
Oh, it's 10:53. Okay, so yeah,
I-
that was my main question was whoever we get to bring them into maybe these meetings because the data architecture part is important for them, a learning part for the whole system. It's really key, obviously, data. So how it's managed, especially with high volumes and using ontology. So okay.
I
Okay,
agree.
good.
I agree with Christian. They are welcome.
Okay. All right. So I'm not going to see
Okay,
Alex and Christian in person. Okay.
Hi,
Or
Kit.
Kit. Or Kit.
Hi, Kit. How are
Hey
you?
there. Oh, I'm good. I wanted to briefly check in with you in these last minutes. Tomorrow I fly to Japan and I'll be there for 6 weeks.
Oh,
And,
wow.
Yeah, so that's an hour away from Abby in terms of time zone. But I wanted to check in so you didn't think that we had forgotten you or something like that, because this meeting is in the middle of the night in Japan and I'm not planning on attending.
Where are you going? Where are you flying from?
So, well, I live in the Netherlands, so
Okay.
I'm flying not direct, but to London and then to Tokyo. And I'll be in Tokyo and I will go to Osaka to see the World Expo. And
Okay.
there's also a blockchain event going simultaneously or in parallel with the expo, so I'll check that out and everything. And
You're
it's,
flying west. Okay, you're flying west. Okay.
well, flying south of Russia, you can't fly over Russia anymore. So it's a long trip to Japan from Europe.
Yeah, from Chicago when I went there, it's 12 to 13 hours and you barely fly. I tell people this, you don't really fly over the water. Remember it's a globe. So you go up from Chicago, you go through Canada over Alaska and then down, but you do cross actually one of these Russian islands. I guess that's a no-no now. So but it's a direct Chicago, has direct flights to anywhere. You go to Antarctica in about 20 minutes if you want to. The airport is so big.
So,
Kit, I wanted to mention something. Christian was kind enough to refer me to Wikipedia.
oh, okay.
I love
Cool.
it. I love it.
Very
I love
nice. Okay.
Congratulations.
So, well, I had nothing to do with it. It's a colleague of mine that has the responsibility. But I will pass it on. He'll be very, very pleased to hear that. So,
We might use it some way. Okay, for a
that would be
project.
most welcome from his side. I know that.
I'll contact you later, but I just wanted to say congratulations for that.
What's it called?
Okay.
Tree, like a tree, no. Treekipedia.
No.
It's a Wikipedia of trees.
Okay.
And it has all the taxonomy of all the trees. And remember, there was a Swedish guy that started all this issue of taxonomies a long time ago, 300 years or something like that. And so they have a taxonomy of 50,000 species. And the idea is that you can find out info about any of them, or you can also provide info. Okay, do some research. But they have a gaming approach where you get rewarded for your participation in building up the network of knowledge. Okay, they have a reward system, and as part of learning tokens, I'm very interested in rewards for trees.
Okay. Well, Alfonso, we say you're taking the green pill.
I will. And,
Okay.
Okay.
Very good. Have a nice trip to Japan.
Thank you. And
Yes, thank
if there's anything we can do in terms of what Abby did before, let us know. He's kind of standing by, but we'll be happy to contribute remotely.
Thanks, Kit. That moment will come up, especially around that JSON LD stuff. It's once we've got the L stuff ready, I think the transforming to JSON LD is the next thing. So
Okay. Or maybe we'll meet with Alex. He's not so far away, time zone wise.
in rough Indian Ocean environment. I'm
More than welcome.
I'm also next to the Indian Ocean, but a bit further south. Okay, I think let's close. Thanks everybody. So we'll see all of you except Kit hopefully next week, and hopefully we'll have a bit more progress by that time. Thank you.
There's not, by the way, there's not a climate meeting next week, so there won't be any interference. I'll let everybody know ahead of time.
Okay, good.
The climate accounting meeting, so I'll send a note out, but okay.